a retro gamer and hobbyist artist with a lot of nerve. Crolister, the master of ponage. Hi guys, Crolister here with some more Pac-Man. Even though we've beaten Spooky and restored Pac-Land to peace, as you saw for yourself at the end after the credits, it's still not over. I just decided to do all of the stages in one since there are fewer of them. Of course, the Sonic the Hedgehog content is also now live, so yeah. Deadly Poisonous Meadows. What the heck did the ghost do to this place? Now remember, this is set in the futile past of Pac-Land, where Spooky originally took over Pac-Land during Pac-Knight Pac Wizard's living. And I guess some of you might have been wondering why there were old rusty barrels in the Bear Base 6. Well, now you know. I'm trying to stun them with the super bounce because these Pac-Sites damage you on contact due to their poison. So you have to stun them and then throw a Pac-Dot at them. And the red Pac-Bears will continually spamming you without yield, so you have to stun them with the super bounce before attacking them to damage them safely. Gotta be careful because the sludge will emit steam emissions that damage you as well. Kind of funny how a wasteland became a paradise meadow several years later. I wouldn't think it'd get over poison like that, alas though. Then again, there are fairies in the Pac-Man story, so that could have happened after Spooky's imprisonment happened. The red barrels damage you no matter how you try to defeat them, so you have to avoid them and make them roll down the hill to get away from them safely, and throw a Pac-Dot at the pile of barrels to stop them from continually appearing. We got ghosts with sludge guns. That'll shoot. Stay out of their way. There is a very easy to miss orange in this spot with the ghosts. It's hidden within one of the rocks, and you can only break it and get the orange by using a power pellet and Mega Pac-Man, as you saw if you were paying attention. It took a while for me to find that in my first playthrough. These little black bears will throw rocks at you, so, careful around them. Make sure to destroy every bear trap. You need to do that for a mission. And then stuff appears after you clear out entire Pac-Dot sequences.
Tasty. Yummy. Yep.
I still question how what used to be seas of sludge turned into fresh water bodies after all those years later. It just doesn't make sense to me. Just keep in mind that the ghost did this, so... The sludge obviously damages you on contact if you land in it. It's not instant death, though. The barrels will also sink and turn a little bit while you stand on them, so you gotta get off of them quickly. And bouncing on them makes them sink faster. You gotta pan the camera to the side while using the elevators, cause a toxic mission just got me there. So... You have to eat all the Pac dots right here to get the power pellets. Talk about the game being harder, huh? Get the poison sight wrong in this form. I want to break the bear trap. There we go. So I can recover my health. Checkpoint resetting is very useful to recover your health at parts if you're fearful you're not gonna make it later. Alright, so you're just spinning continually. You're not gonna go away after I defeat you. Fine. And then you're not even gonna go away after I soft reset the stage. You're just gonna sit there in limbo and spin for all eternity. And not even damage me. Fine, you do that. I'm sure you'll make some of my friends on DeviantArt happy if they're watching this video. Because I have a good number of them that are obsessed with characters spinning around like cyclones like that. And I have to make pictures like that for them. Nearly every single day. Not to worry, it's not like that bear had a vital item. Like the first one did. Some tricky barrel and emission jumping. We got another one of these piles of explode on contact barrels. With another one up here. Just so you know, even though these are harder versions of previous stages, this is the only one that's actually longer as well. The others are the same length as the stages they're based on. Since the Bear Basics is essentially a tutorial stage, they made Deadly Poisonous Meadows be longer in addition. Dang it. I'm not gonna fall for the bear trap, I see. Fine. At least that one didn't glitch up.
Yummy.
I can open the bell chest now. the super bounce famous jump. So what if I miss a few pack dots? I get the magical key during this video, so, you know, no need to be a perfectionist necessarily. Alright, we got all the items, and we can go for the clear token. Clear. So that was an interesting version of the hard version of the bare basics. If you complete all the missions in the stage, you get Pac-Man wearing a Clyde hat as a skin. And since I pre-ordered the game, I already have access to this. Just so you know, you can get them if you didn't pre-order the game, so you're not missing loads. Same goes for the other respective ghosts as well.
Let's go.
A long, poisonous tongue. Basically a poisonous version of the frog boss. Which makes sense because there are poisonous frogs in real life.
It's quite dangerous to wander alone.
Spooky. What are you doing out and about?
You know, earlier I came across some oddball kids. Oh, is the circus in town? Pac-Land is my kingdom. It's no place for the likes of you to stroll around.
What did you do to Pac Boy and Pac Sis?
Why, are they friends of yours? Ah, you must be Pac-Man, the one those squeaky gnats claimed would save them. Oh, not to worry. I put them up someplace nice and cozy. In fact, I'll even throw you in there with them. You there, seize this fool and bring him to me.
Hey, wait!
And then you have to battle a harder version of Clyde's Killer Frog. Operated by an unnamed orange ghost. I'm not sure maybe if he's Clyde's ancestor. And this frog has poison sludge attacks. You gotta watch your step and not touch it, obviously. He also double swings his tongue, which can make it slightly harder to avoid. If you hover, you can dodge it easily. Dang it, it wasn't fast enough. If you're really good, you can bounce the tongue while he's swinging it. And I've seen speedrunners damage the frog bosses by flip kicking it at any point at all while his mouth is open. Though that's not required to get the gold medal against either version of this boss, so that's just if you're a pro player. Dang! Keep in mind that this is my second ever playthrough of the game, this YouTube series, so it's not like I'm a master player yet at the game. Alright, now we get the halfway point phase. You might want to jump just before the large sludge balls hit the ground, because of the fact that they spread. Yeah, alright. Make sure you're not directly in front of the frog while it does that move. Ah. The piles of sludge and the explosive barrels made me miss. What do you know? The frog also creates a shock ring after it lands, so you have to jump over it as it spreads. Alright, now I'm damaging you. Take this. And what makes it even less convenient is the fact that since the barrels damage you just by touching them, and you can't get any pack dots, that means you can't get any health wedges during this specific boss battle, like you can all the others. So you have to be careful. Otherwise, he's not all that tough. Just a harder version of what it was before. After, because of the Pac-Knight Era, feudal past. Yeah. And instead of the golden fruit, you get keys. If you beat him without losing a life and then get at least a bronze medal, you get a new Gossipon dispenser, based on characters from Pac-Man World Re-Pac, specifically the pirate ship and ruins areas. So if you like collecting Gossipons, and if you play the predecessor, little treat for you. The key unlocks the Windy Woods area, and the stage Harsh Winds. And the winds are being caused by generators. What are electrical fans doing in the futile past, huh? Again, this was caused by the ghosts after Spooky took over in that era, so... video game logic, I guess. This stage is modeled after Butane paint, so you have the burner platforms and stuff you gotta jump over.
Yummy!
These spiders will shoot webs at you before attempting to attack. If you get caught, you'll have to wiggle the control stick or directional buttons to break free of the web. And the red bats are called Psycho Bats. If they get close enough to you, they'll let out an impulse that'll temporarily reverse your controls. And because there's a lot of tightrope walking you gotta do here, that can be very annoying. Make sure to move in the direction against that the blowers are blowing you in, because obviously they'll push you aside, and you can get pushed off. You cannot actually stand on that blower tower, even though it looks like you can. You have to ride the wind to get to this speedoid. And this one. just after this elevator ride and these burner platforms is what is one of the most unfair parts of the entire game. If you're going for 100%, that is. Gotta be careful while jumping these elevators after the rev roll. A super bounce directly on this crate is required to reach this balloon, and then another super bounce required to reach that crate with the melon. If you mess it up and break the crate without super bouncing, you can't get back onto the balloon crates from there, and they will also not respawn with a normal checkpoint save. So if you mess up the bounces, you have to restart the whole stage. Luckily, I didn't do that during this recording, and I handled the rest of it with few problems. Indents in the net and fades make the strawberry melon kind of unnerving. Luckily, I managed to grab both of them, just rolling, so we're all good. I'm just resetting to recover my health. You get bonus points for picking up health wedges while you have full health, you see. And a lot of these stages have a mission for getting a high enough total score. Oh, that was close. Not good, not good at all. The way that the game automatically angles the camera at that part is also not very nice. These ghosts create little cyclones that chase after you. Gotta keep your distance from them. I do need to get that melon, so, now you have to ride elevators across one another while resisting some of the blowers. This part's not as scary as it looks.
Yummy! Yummy!
I am gonna wait because I gotta get an orange. This last one goes in the other direction. And you do need to angle the camera to see where you're about to jump off at on the next elevator. I better see what's on the other side of this rail. Just an extra life. No big deal.
Yep. Tasty.
Some more scary tightrope walking. I'm gonna wait for the Psycho Bat because they can get pretty annoying. The spider web doesn't actually hurt you, just so you know. And neither does the Psycho Bat's confusion pulse.
Tasty.
Alright, one more mountain. Well, there's a Gossipon coin down here. Not that. If I really wanted a bunch of Gossipon coins so I could collect all the figures later, I'd just do it at the main stages in the arcade. Easy. Not good, not good. Yeah, why am I struggling to get this bat? Ow. Well, it took actually taking the damage to it, I guess. Anyway, there was the final mountain. Just as long as you know that bats get a bad rap. And technically spiders do as well. Though that doesn't stop me from being arachnophobic. We got some more of those bats along this tightrope. One of which is in the dead middle of it. So it's not like you can grab roll across this. Anyway, clear. Alright, now we gotta do the hard version of Inky's Whimsy, which is called Hunter of Darkness.
Let's go.
The boss cutscenes are very similar to the original cutscenes, just without the voice acting. This version of the boss is called the Typhoon Mecha Owl, because it has harsh winds to go along with its normal attack pattern. I did have a fail against this boss in the first attempt during the recording, so I'll just cut that part out and skip to where I actually need it. The trick is to simply memorize its movement pattern. You can kick the psycho bats and hope that one of them eventually gives you a health wedge if you need to recover your health. Right, and I'm back. He will summon these cyclones that'll travel around the arena, so make sure to stay out of their way as possible. If you get caught in the sight for a while, it'll shoot an eye beam, and if you're really quick and really good, you can kick him and damage him while he's shooting the laser, though it's kind of hard to do. Unfortunately, you're required to do it like that to get the gold medal against him. You can't use checkpoint saves as well, so I have to be persistent and knock a bunch of bats out until I finally get some health. There we go. I'm just gonna do this quickly. And we beat Inky's apparent ancestor and got the key to unlock the next area. Your reward for beating without losing a life and then getting at least a bronze medal afterward is 4 pieces of music from the 1987 arcade game Pac-Man, being the main stage themes. If you want more music. Alright, we've unlocked the Thunder Snow Mountain area and the stage Pro Thunder Skater. Grammatically, it should be lightning. Thunder is the noise, lightning is the actual plasma bolt. And these are electric arcs, not natural thunderclouds. Again, what are those doing in the futile past? Again, it's just video game logic. I have to reset left, right, and center on the stage to get some of the balloon crates with chaff fruit. So this one might be a bit sloppy. It's also a nightmare to get the gold medal on this stage. So... the sledding ghosts in this stage drop landmines instead of throwing snowballs. And there are more fish jumping out of the water. The sad part is that one balloon crate doesn't even have a fruit. It has, I think, an extra life. Though there is a crate that does have an orange that I absolutely struggled to get and had to do multiple resets. So, I can do that jump just fine. The similar one where the balloon crate with the orange though. Yeah. This one here up that slope, I cannot get for the life of me. So I'll just skip ahead to where I finally get it. Take that fish. Finally. After like 5 successive fails.
Yummy. Tasty.
Now for another nightmarish one right here. Pardon me a moment. Did you know you could take the ghosts off their sled? Yeah, you gotta be careful because the collapsing trees can make you lose all your speed. Stupid ghost. Not falling for that. Here's a tip. Always flip kick while crossing these jumps on the stage. If you're not careful, the fish can hurt you and force you into the ice water, making you lose the stock in return. So, yeah. Take that, ghost.
Yummy. Tasty.
That's all the fruit. Like, it matters if I took a hit there. And we'll just get 3 gossipons from this chest here. And clear.
All right.
Alright, now we confront Pinky's alleged ancestor. a stage called
Let's go.
After the cheering sound that people make in the crowd during a hockey game, etc. Just like before, you have a nice skate chase scene where you're following the bear and skating away from an avalanche. And the bombs it shoots electrifies the ground, giving them a bigger splash range and a higher probability of hitting you. So you have to be careful. Not good. Very not good. Extremely not good. Alright, so that part was harder than I remembered it. The boss itself isn't, though. The Electric Big Bear Mecha. Though it is a harder version of the respective boss, I still find it easier than the Inky's Wing scene. There are some boss attacks in the game that require you to rev roll in order to dodge them. Just like before, you kick the green balls back at them, and you have to deflect the bombs back at them, even on the first phase. So make sure to pay attention. You pretty much have to rev roll in order to dodge the cyclone move. Alright, phase change. Remember that you cannot start a rev roll directly on the surface of ice, or you'll stumble and lose a lot of speed. There's also a nice speed it uses that you need to jump over. Now we go. like how you used that clawing attack even though you were nowhere near close to where it was. Alright, it's over for you for real. Of course, you're right in front of the ice, so had to watch where I bounced. And you are out of here, Pinky Ancestor. Let's grab that key and unlock the next area. The missions on this boss stage will get you the Gossipon dispenser for Pac-Man World Re-Pac's space and funhouse areas. And we can move on to the fiery cavern area now.
Let's go.
Hot Fire Trouble. That's a heck of a name for a stage, I guess. This stage is based on Volcanic Panic. There's a cherry behind you at the start of the stage, so be careful not to miss that. The fire-blowing statues shoot fire waves that travel straight forward instead of acting like turning flamethrowers. In my personal opinion, except for the very end, this stage is not that much harder than its original predecessor.
Mega Pac-Man!
These fire pack sites lead trails of fire as they walk, which will damage you as well. The only safe way to take them out is by throwing a pack dot at them. I recommend stunning them with the super bounce before you do so for accuracy. Yes. These versions of the Neander pack hurt you on contact as well with their torch, so you have to throw a pack dot at them. And then there's these stone beads that create shock waves. They gotta jump around as well. Can I super bounce? I completely forgot that metal dot doesn't regenerate. So you have to get these crates quickly, or at least be good at improvisation. Turns out they weren't even necessary. Just need to see what I'm saying. You should be careful while jumping over this, because you can miss it easily if you're not going up there. Very interior. take out that Stony.
Here we go!
Yes, I know, I kept the pack side alive. This stage does not have a mission for defeating all of the enemies, though it does have a mission for getting a high enough score. This part is easier than it is in Volcano Panic, especially if you have the Crow power-up active. Got some tricky, sinky platform jumping instead of a rev roll off of an elevator. Can't go without the apple. Now we got some edge jumping to do. now we move on to what's definitely the worst part of the stage.
Here we go!
Seriously, this part is awful. You got falling lava rocks onto certain platforms, and some of them are flaming Pac-Sites that stop you from getting to the balloon crates easily, and can really mess you up and force you to fall in the lava. One of the balloon crates along the way has a melon in it, just for the record. And then that one does right here as well. And the Pac-Sites were really what were screwing me over. Anyway, clear.
All right!
Now we move on to this version of the boss.
Let's go!
Burning hot beats. Very fitting. The Volcano Spider Mecha has about the same word of advice that the original Spider Mecha has. Memorize the movement pattern it does, along with the beat of the music that plays in the background. Some movements are a little bit different compared to the previous boss. You do have black spiders instead of normal spiders. And some parts of the arena are indented, so you can fall into the lava and die if you're not careful. You also have flaming spider webs, which do damage you in contact as well. You want to look out for spotlights, because they shine on where the next switch is. This boss has lasers instead of machine guns, which I fail to see how is more difficult because you can flutter over them and dodge them easier. Why that spider have to be sent there? Alright, I'm gonna wait for the lasers. Well, there was a big health bunch there, so ha. Wait for the lasers. You are out. Just like with Re-Pac before, if you exceed 765,000 points, you get the magical key, which allows you to open fruit chests without the required number of fruit. And you can get the entire Burning Hot Beats music for completing the missions associated with the boss stage. Now we move on to the dim underwaters.
Let's go.
With the unnerving stage name, Sharks Everywhere. Now, it should have been obvious from the start that they would make a stage in this era based on shark attacks specifically. The little sharks have armor on them, and you'll need to kick them more than once in a row to take them down.
Yummy. Yummy. Yummy.
Again, you have to sit and wait for the passing of the giant sharks. In the Pac-Knight Era, they're called mighty sharks instead of wild sharks. They're immune to your attacks, and they kill you in one shot, so you have to stay out of their vision at all costs. If you keep directly behind them, you shouldn't go. You also gotta watch out for the mines. I'm gonna be making a lot of soft resets during this stage because it is urgent that you keep at full health and get bonus points from the health budgets. It's like if you make one mistake, you will not get the required score for one of the missions. You see? This is like the one stage that does care about your performance to get a high enough score for a mission. So I'm gonna be attacking every vulnerable enemy and getting every single pack dot, etc. think we're good. I did miss a couple of pack dots. That's alright. Other elements like beating the stage without losing any stocks and getting the bonuses from the health wedges and stuff are more important. So, I just now noticed that the turn the blue ghosts on these stages still have their diving bells on. Huh. That's kind of funny. Now, there's another one of these in this chamber as well, swimming in a perfect half, to where it's settled on the epicenter of the pillar in the middle. So, make sure not to slack off while swimming behind it.
Yummy!
Stupid mine. This game really does give me some certain Crash Bandicoot vibes. Because, especially in Re-Pac, the diving stages are just like, the underwater ones from Crash Bandicoot World, with the kinds of enemies in them and what you do with them. Good old nostalgia. And simultaneously, there are some people that compare certain gameplay mechanics of Pac-Man World with Sonic the Hedgehog. And then fast forward to recently, and Pac-Man and Sonic did a collaboration crossover. So there literally is Sonic in this game now. This stage also has some geyser-like objects on the walls and some parts that shoot shrapnel that can hurt you easily. That does help to make this stage harder than Shark Attack, in my opinion. I'm gonna wait because I would play it safer. Get the Gossipon capsule real quick. Reset at the checkpoint so I can have full health. Now, these jellyfish create electric shockwaves after they discharge, so you can take damage against them pretty easily. can clearly see that one has one of the strawberries.
Tasty.
Dang it. Gonna reset again. I would rather have points than a health recharge in this case. Because I need the points for one of the stage's missions. Be sure I'm not missing any fruit. You're good.
Mega Pac-Man!
Of course, the power pellets have to be held by the jellyfish. Gotta wait for the power pellet to wear off before I can go through that hole. Now for this part. While it isn't as hard to stay out of the Mighty Shark's field of vision here as it is with the Wild Sharks here in Shark Attack, it is still tough and scary. There are some little sharks as well that you gotta defeat for more points. Got sighted. And that crate had a token, what do you know? I still need an apple, though. There it is. No sharking. Yep, I have all the items. No need to see what's even in that crate down there, really. I can just make a beeline from the exit gate after this shark goes by. It had an extra life, and I checked it anyway. Get out here quickly, and clear.
Alright!
I did get enough points. And your reward for this stage's music is the 3 songs in the game that you can listen to at the jukebox from Pac Attack. the 1993-1994 puzzle game. And now for the hard version of the Mega Whale. The stage name is Pac-Marine Battle. Trying to get the gold medal on this stage after beating the base boss infuriated me, and I am really not looking forward to having to do that again soon. Well, at least after that, it's not like I'm gonna need to do it ever again. Because I have 100% on my original save file, even after the Sonic DLC went live, so... You want to hold on to that specific power. Alright, narrowly got out of there. And now we move on to the actual boss. Remember the rumor Pac-Man heard that the Mega Whale sunk to the bottom of the ocean years ago? Well, this must be the original version of it, because we're in the Pac-Knight Era, and the boss is called the Origin Mega Whale. The Origin Mega Whale has a lot more vitality than the previous Mega Whale, so it takes longer to destroy its parts. It also fires red torpedoes more often, and if you do a dodge roll at the incorrect moment, you can get hit by them and mess up. It also does double swings with its tail attack. So, you know, harder. On top of hardier. The laser arms also have a much wider range. Just remember that you're invincible while doing the roll. For the SOS calls, you have the opportunity to take a health wedge or a laser. Just keep in mind that the shark subs use homing torpedoes, the red ones, more often. If you do a rolling dodge against the blue one, and then a red one is coming at you, you're screwed. You have to remember that while going for the gold medal. Yeah, you're cool, managing to hit me before I finish that arm off. And the next phase is the worst part of the boss by far, in my opinion. Because it's really hard to land a hit on the opening on this phase without taking damage consistently. Couldn't even finish it off, and I took a hit, obviously. That's the SOS call. Dang it, I have to heal for you. I'm just trying to stay alive here, right? That's why I'm getting the health watch, not the laser. Right then. Same as before, the laser is required in order to disrupt this laser blast attack without taking damage yourself. And unfortunately, I feel like I preserved my insanity while recording for YouTube. Poorly. Sorry, I'm just playing it safe. Now the part where we blow it up from the inside. Keep in mind that the laser does not damage you if it only hits the sub by the fin. You need to know that because there are some diagonal shots in this one. Seemingly more difficult laser placements. Emphasis on seemingly. Is that boss so demanding?
All right.
One final key to unlock Ghost Island. And your reward for the missions in Pac-Marine Battle is the Gossipon dispenser for Pac-Man World Re-Pacs, factory, and boss mansion areas. Of course, of any stage, they have to do a remake of Ghost Bayou.
Let's go.
They call it Clumsy Bayou, because of all the seesaws. Which is the main difference.
Tasty. Yummy. Tasty. Here we go.
Now there are skeletons with shields and spiky helmets, and you do have to defeat every enemy for one of the missions. The only way you can defeat these is if you stun them with the super bounce and then attack them. Their shield will block your attack otherwise, and bouncing on them will damage your content. And there are other skeletons that use crossbows instead of swords. Psycho bats instead of normal bats as well.
Tasty.
Just like before, as in Ghost Bayou, you gotta take all the ghosts out with a power pellet before you can attack Wormwood's heart in order to progress.
Eat 'em all.
In this version of the stage, the skewers turn on these platforms, and faster than you can move around them, so you gotta jump over them. I got across the seesaw over a swing skewer. Can be a little scary to get this one out here.
Yummy! Yummy!
The B-doings are not as unnecessary to use for their bouncy card as they are in Ghost Bayou here.
Tasty! Yep.
I'm just picking up these pack dots because I didn't remember exactly for sure if score mattered on this stage, and it doesn't. You do have to defeat all the enemies and get all the fruit, I believe. So... proceed to the hard part for real. Remember, you can flip kick Wormwood's root attacks. Unless you know that, this stage will seem virtually impossible. Same as with Ghost Bayou. This is a really bad placement of enemies, and I mean really bad. I thought I could make that properly, and I couldn't. Wait for the lightning. Wormwood got the skeleton for me. How nice. Even attach you from jumping lava platforms. Lovely. If I know my luck well, I'm gonna mess that up. That's all the fruit right there. Now I got this tough tightrope walking part here. They added some swinging skewers to make it even scarier. Unfortunately, I had an embarrassing failure across the rev rolls that was simply caused by recklessly not jumping, and so I missed the stock. And I didn't feel like resetting the whole stage and doing that all over again, recording a video, and I already had the magic key, so
Eat 'em all!
I gotta wait for the power pellet to regenerate.
Mega Pac-Man!
I missed it, and I wasn't fast enough to recover. Now I have to wait for the power pellet to regenerate.
Mega Pac-Man!
Where'd you go? Come here. Ghost Bayou and Clumsy Bayou suck, for a variety of reasons. Yeah, like this.
All right!
Abysmal Wasteland. Your reward for the missions on this stage is a Pac Wizard costume. And with this, we return to Pac Village for the fated battle.
Here we go! Let's go!
The legendary story that proves that Pac-Man himself is, in fact, Pac-Knight, according to the story at the beginning of the game.
Pac Boy Pac Sis, hold on, I'm coming!
Dad, help us!
Dang it, Spooky. Let them go.
Pac Wizard had just completed his golden fruit potion.
Honestly, I didn't think you'd make it this far. Well done. Who knew there were still dissidents to resist me? But alas, that ends here. Say your final farewells. You and your precious Pac-Land shall perish.
We'll see. Gotta warn you, this is not an easy boss fight by any means. Besides being on separate little platforms, his attacks are obviously more aggressive, and you have the harder versions of the enemies from Clumsy Bayou. So it's harder to get your health back. Here's a tip. If Spooky uses the fireball, do not advance to the next platform until the fireball approaches the one you're on, because it'll remain fiery for quite a while afterward. And the electric attacks are actually easier to avoid than they are in the normal boss fight, because they'll stay veering to the side. However, it does slow you down a lot, making it harder to catch up to Spooky so that you can attack him. He'll also do a dashing claw attack. Jump and kick him, and go backwards immediately if he does that to damage him without taking the hit himself. And be careful, he can hit you off the platform and make you fall. While doing that move, or while doing a repel shield. Now we got this phase. With the clowns. It's a lot harder to hit him while he's using the lightning attack. So I usually just dodge purely. In my opinion, it's easier to hit him in this form while he's doing the fireballs. Watch out to put a needle skeleton there. At least the clawing attack is easy to counter. Yeah, that was a real smart place for you to appear, huh? I strongly recommend taking out one of the clones while he's doing the thunder attack, before he actually executes it, because that'll make dodging it a lot easier. Yeah, you're cool, just doing the thunder attack again. Fireballs. Stupid place to appear, again. Yes, health wedge. Ain't gonna be laughing for long, mate. And now where he gets fully powered with the golden fruit and becomes the giant gold form. Think this is harder than before? No, not really. In my opinion, the attacks are actually easy to dodge. Though you gotta be quick once you get the opportunity to damage him. Just keep running away while he does the punching move. He will insist on it until he lands 4 hits on the ground. Instead of a fireball attack, he has an IV. It's easy to avoid as well, just keep running. Then stop along the middle of the site after a couple of attacks so you can bounce along these platforms. Super bounces are necessary, of course. And if you're not quick, you'll miss your chance to attack. And the collapsing platforms will also create shock rings that will damage you. As we learned from the previous Ghost Island episode. He'll attack lightning on the ground one by one, and they'll do spiraling closing in effects. They're really not that hard to dodge, though they can be a little scary if they summon skeletons first. So, pressure kind of got to me there, so I took a hit. Like it matters. I honestly wasn't expecting it to attack already. That kind of caught me off guard. Now I'm feeling the super bounce, forcing me to miss my chance to hit him. So I have to wait. Focus. Super bounces as I intend. It's over for you. Then the golden fruit will span him and merge with the tree, and he gets imprisoned. Exactly as the story told.
This can't be happening! Curse you, Pac-Man! Mark my words, the ghosts will free me again! And when the day comes, they'll be hell to pay!
Just like the original game's ending. Interesting how this game has an E10 rating for mild language.
Dad, you came to save us.
Are you both all right?
Yeah, Pop, right as rain.
That a boy, Pac Boy. Way to look out for your sister. You did well. Let's go home. Everyone's waiting. By the way, are the two of you hungry? Or is it just me?
Oh, probably, since they've been detained for quite a while. Very interesting how this game got an E10 rating for mild language, and that's the one and only cuss word spoken in the entire game. You even get a Pac-Knight skin for the missions. Pac-Man is Pac-Knight after all. Then they return to the present era, and Pac-Man is presented with a letter from, quote, his old friend. Alas, we're still not done. Consider subscribing or at least checking out my channel if you like any of the franchises I have listed here, because I do plan to talk about them a lot and want to keep doing so for my channel. I am a hobbyist artist that makes a lot of fan art of different game characters and franchises I like, and will occasionally come out with let's plays of mostly retro games I have that I feel like are worth playing for sport on my channel. I do have quite a lot planned, so consider checking me out if you're interested. And I still have a few more episodes of this very game to do for the Let's Play, which will come very soon. I am Crolister, Master of Ponage. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you on my next upload, wherever it might be.